August energy is the art of the rebirth. Hey, shapeshifters, welcome back to another episode of the Cosmic Valkyrie podcast. I'm Lynn Louise. Today we're discussing the August energy forecast. And let's just take a collective deep breath right now because today's episode is going to be deep. It's a transmission delivered by the cutest guide ever, Fox. Fox is going to prepare us for what is coming by delivering a very important heads up. Things have been rapidly shifting right now. If you listened to last month's forecast, you know that there was a lot of tower energy burning away of the stuff that no longer aligns with our paths. And the shift that we are going to be experiencing in August is just as transformational. I know that sounds like a broken record, but I know you also have been experiencing all of these things since the beginning of 2025. And honestly, this energy isn't going to let up this year or next year. And there's a lot of reasons why, but let's focus on August for today. These podcasts aren't just great for giving you a heads up on what's coming and the energies at play. They're also a way to help you validate what is happening, what's occurring in your own life. And that's really important for us because it's not just about you feeling the tensions of the universe. It's about setting yourself up to build success, to connect with that cosmic field and create some stability in your life while the world is going through chaos and crisis. So in August, the energy we are embracing is very precise and purposeful. And it's coming at us on multiple levels. So instead of waiting until we are in it, I wanted to give you a chance to prepare for it. Here's the deal. Mars moves into Virgo on the 29th. And this transition is more than just a planetary shift. It is a full throttle energetic recalibration. And it's combining with a few more energies that are taking an average Mars day and making it mind-blowing. We have the energy coming in August of the numerology number 17. This number is associated with the tarot card, the Star. And wow, this is big. And don't worry, I'm going to be explaining all this energy in depth, but for some of those that might know astrology or tarot or even spirit guide animals, I like to give it to you up front. So Fox Spirit has been coming through loud and clear to remind us all that what's coming is not about working harder. It's about working smarter. So let's just start talking about how you might have been feeling lately. You might have been feeling a little bit more exposed, maybe stretched too thin, like your nervous system is barely holding it together, because I can tell you at times I have felt like that. This can make us react if we're not careful. Which reacting is a subconscious default when we're operating on autopilot, and it is not productive. So let's move into the shifts that are occurring. I want to start with Mars, the planet of action. I love some Mars energy. I used to have a cat. His name was Matlock. I used to call him Matlock Ness Monster. He has transitioned off this planet. But he contained some of the most beautiful Mars energy. I think about him every time I talk about Mars. I digress. Anyway, Mars is the planet of action. And sometimes when we're operating out of alignment with its energies, we can be overly reactive. Because after all, it is a planet of action. Anyways, Mars governs how we assess, how we assert, move, defend, protect, and how we hold our boundaries. And who doesn't love setting good boundaries? But here's the deal. Mars has been in Leo, which means we've been fired up and emotionally exposed because the combination of energies is bold and very expressive. This gives us performative vibes, wanting to be seen in the limelight. It's what's been seen, heard, and recognized. And you might have noticed some fabulous creativity and confidence flowing during that time. But it also brings the heat. Maybe a lot of short tempers, drama, power plays, identity crisis. I mean, let's be honest, we've been seeing a lot of this play out on the global stage. I'm talking about big feelings. And I don't know about you, but I have been in it all. And it's been incredibly intense, especially when Mars conjunct the South Node, which has been digging in to ancestral lessons around value, visibility, control, and emotional expression. When I say ancestral lessons, I'm talking about ancestral lessons both here within our generations of humankind, but also in the cosmic sense, out in that beautiful ethereal river that exists in nonlinear time. The ancestral lessons that we are here to experience and work through. But thank the Lord, we are moving out of that energy and we are moving on, because on July 29th, Mars moves into Virgo. And this is where the warrior becomes the strategist. Mars in Virgo isn't interested in any of the theatrics that Leo desired. It wants precision, it wants order, it wants purpose. So it's all about acting with integrity, taking those aligned actions that are going to design the outcomes that you desire, taking your moments with meaning, and turning those boundaries that you have set and designed into actual rituals, practicing them. When Mars is in Leo, it roars. It's like, watch me now. But when Mars moves into Virgo, it whispers, watch me build. It's focused on the construction of your life. So this next month, we will be reflecting, refining, and moving forward. This means we're going to have to do the work. But work can be so much fun. Transformation is fun. So don't apply a meaning to the word work as hard or boring, because Mars in Virgo is the furthest thing from boring. You have already started putting this energy into motion, because in July, you have already been forced to look at what is no longer worth your time, how you can better serve without sacrificing your peace, and where your energy is going. Where are you using your energy to apply the action in creating the life of your dreams? And when we're reflecting on what has been happening in July, it's really good for us to address these questions, because they shift us from scattered into structured. So we really want to be proactive and intentional about the beliefs, the identities that are no longer serving us on our path, so we can let go of them and leave behind the confusion, the clutter, and begin to add that structure into our life with flow and ease. And after the ringer that we've been through since the beginning of the year, structure sounds pretty good to me, doesn't it you? And while structure is stirring in this energy, the tarot card, the star, is shining bright for us. You see, August is a 17 in numerology. This represents the Major Arcana in the tarot deck. The star, it's part of that collection. And the star always follows the tower in the tarot deck, which was July's card. I talked about the energy of Tower a couple weeks ago, so go check that out if you already haven't listened to it, because we're still in July and these energies don't have a hard stop. So that energy is going to be moving in to August as well. It's fluid. There are no start and stop dates. So go check that out if you haven't heard it yet. But the tower is really misunderstood, and its intention is not to destroy you. It destroys the things you were never meant to carry, the false identities, the outdated structures, beliefs and stories, and a lot more. So go check that out if you need to. All of us have felt the crumbling away of what doesn't align with our path, And now that the shedding has taken place, the star is rising in the night sky to guide us towards our truest purpose. You see, star is the renewal, the glimmer of trust that guides you to your luminosity. The star reminds us that the path is already there, even after everything has been burned away. And seriously, sometimes because it has burned. Think of a path that is covered in thicket. The tower energy burns away all that is unnecessary so you can see clearly the path. And with this Mars transit, star pulls the beautiful energy into motion. It's giving you action. So all this is inviting you to build, not by forcing or hustling, but from clarity that comes from the healing that exposed the light. So don't think of this as starting over, because the foundations have been laid. The energy has just burned away what was unnecessary. This is about a new depth of alignment. Now, while 17 is at play as the star, 17 also reduces in numerology to the 8. And this is where things get super spicy, because 8, the universal month within a 9 universal year, means that August is a moment of potent saturation of power and completion. Let me explain this a little better. 8 is the number of mastery. Think leadership, money, karma, aligned action. You know the saying, as above, so below? What you create in energy, you create in matter. But in this universal year 9, being all about endings and beginnings, it shifts this 8-month into a new level of opportunities, new beginnings, a new way of looking at it, new perceptions. And in order to take advantage of this upcoming shift, you're gonna have to ask yourself, how are you using your power? Are you still trying to control that which is actually needing to die away? And know that the most powerful thing you could do is to let go. Because this isn't a time of ego-driven effort. This is a time of soul-led refinement. I don't want you to confuse hustle with alignment or visibility with value. That's not the type of energy I'm talking about. This energy's power becomes magnetic when it is grounded in truth, in authenticity. And in this moment in time, that truth will be unavoidable. You cannot ignore it. Whether you are working in alignment with these energies or not, these energies are at play with or without your intention. So it's unavoidable. But the cool thing about August is that Fox Spirit is here to guide you, and your intuition is on overdrive. And Fox Spirit is here to clear the path so that you don't have to waste any time. Why? Because Fox energy is clever that way. He is highly intuitive and strategic. He doesn't waste his energy. He doesn't jump into battle. He waits and observes and studies the situation before he moves. Fox wants you to really look at your actions and see if they are purposeful. He reminds us that sometimes the most radical thing we can do in a loud world is get quiet, is to watch, to listen, and then to strike with wisdom. So Fox reminds us to trust our instincts, to be very discerning on where we put our energy, and to choose our battles wisely. And Fox doesn't want us to lose our playfulness in the process, because life is supposed to be fun. And transformation isn't supposed to feel like a punishment. It's evolution. So channel Fox in August. Let's stop announcing our moves and start embodying our strategies. Let's be clear, light-footed, emotionally agile. We need to protect our peace not by shutting out the world or shutting down, but by moving in the world smarter. And with this energy, I'm offering 3 simple practices to help you anchor into it. The first one is we're going to invite Fox in. So I want you to place Fox on your altar. It can be a talisman, it can be an image, it doesn't matter how he's represented, but get him onto your altar and ask him to share signs with you. Ask him to identify what you are not seeing. Where is the strategy more powerful than the speed? Call on him. Be intentional in your awareness, because Fox does not roar. He whispers. So you're going to have to heighten your state of awareness in August. The next one is a Mars and Virgo ritual that you can perform. I want you to light 2 candles, one red, one green. And like I mentioned before, if you're using 7-day candles, you don't have to burn them out. But if you aren't, you're going to want to extinguish them. So I want you to light those 2 candles on your altar. I want you to write down 3 areas of your life that you are ready to stop reacting and start refining. And then I want you to place that paper in a bowl of salt. All this is going on your altar. This is a reset point. So you're going to come back to this weekly. You already know what you wrote down on the list. You do not have to read it, but you come back to your altar and you reflect, you refine, you take a look at what has transpired since the week before, you make adjustments and you move forward. And the last is a star activation. This one is going to happen in a bath or a shower. Visualizing stars above your head, beaming light into your body. And I want you to say out loud, I build from truth. I trust my becoming. You can repeat it as many times as you like. And then allow that renewal to set in. I want you to know that instead of bathing, you can also sit outside underneath the starlight. If you live in a lake area like I do, you can go night swimming. But I want you to create stillness and set that intention. But if you don't have access to natural dark skies, that's okay. This activation is based in intention. And that intention is the power. So it doesn't matter if you're in a bath, a shower, sitting on your sofa. The actions just reinforce the subconscious energies in the 3D. So it actually will work anywhere. What I want you to understand about this season is that it's a pivoting point. Mars in Virgo is your call to action. It's not about sitting around and doing nothing. But also, it's not the kind of action that burns you out. It's the kind of action that calls in real alignment. The 17 energy is here to remind you that hope is not weakness, but rather the strongest frequency you can carry after a collapse. And 8 is here to hold you in integrity, while Fox guides you back to your instincts, your joy, your strategy. It's a time to stop running in circles and to start moving with purpose. So stay clever, have fun, and never ever trade truth for comfort. And until next time.